Hello, my name is Abraham. I'm part of StreamSynth, the founder. And right now, I'd like to walk you through the Abbotsford Community Foundation calculator we just built for you guys. How does it function? Are the calculation being set up? And how to edit them in the backend. So this video will be divided into two portions. The first one is just the front end, displaying the calculator, how does it work, and the back end, how to edit the calculator and add it to new pages. So for the first part, this is the calculator. This is how it works. You enter your number. Right now, I just did, let's say 200, the base cost of security, and then let's say I got really lucky with one stock and got, let's say 5,000. Let's make it a smaller number, 1,000. Okay, so how does this work? So you have the market value minus the adjusted cost, you gain the capital gains. As for the tax of capital gains, assuming that I am going to sell those securities and then donate to the organization, I'll need to pay taxes which are $76. How are those calculated? It's by timing the capital gains by 50%, which is the inclusion rate, times the marginal tax rate, which is 90%. Both of those percentages are editable in the backend, uh, which presents me with the 76%. Uh, Gifts charity receives as tax. So I'm assuming that I'm going to sell those stocks and then donate them, assuming they're stocks. I'm taking the market value, the 1000, minus the tax I'll be paying. So that's how you are given this number. As for the charitable tax credit, is this number calculated? It's by taking the uh, capital gains times uh, not the capital gains, sorry, the cash donated times the combined credit rate, which is the 53.5%. This percentage is divided into two parts. The first one is the federal one, tax credit rate, which is currently set at 33, and then you have the provincial tax credit rate, which is set at 20.5%. Both of those two percentages are editable in the backend. And then you have the annual limit for claim. This note is also editable in the backend. Disclaimer is also editable in the backend. Okay, that's the first portion of the video. Let's move on to the backend and see how it functions. So to access the calculator editing page, you go to settings in the WordPress admin page. You scroll down to ACF calculator, Abbotsford Community Foundation calculator. You click on it, and then voila. You first are presented with updating the logo for the sponsor, and then you have the annual limit note and the disclaimer note, which are both in the footer of the component. And then you have the titles, both are editable, for the input and the column. And then over here you also have the defaults of those titles. So let's assume that I update the title, but after 3 months I'd like to go back to the original text. Here's is the default. You can find it over here, since this is what we originally agreed on. And then you have the column 3 footer note, which is this part. This is also editable. As for the calculations, over here you can update the inclusion rate, the tax rate percentage-wise. Currently it's set at 50 and 19. Federal tax credit rate and provincial tax credit rate, also percentage-wise. Currently they're set at 30, should be 33. I just tested the calculator previously. And then you have the 20.5. And over here, the total combined rate, this is dynamic, this part of the page. So basically, if I update this to 5, it got updated. The reason I added this also, the reason I added this is because the footer note is not dynamic. So you always need to make sure that this number is equal to this. Uh, and of course, we're always assuming that the donations are going to be greater than $200. Let me just place this back. And yeah, let's even just test the calculation. So we update this, and we also update this part. We go over here. So currently it's at 494. And it got updated uh, per the input we did in the backend. Let me just place this back. So this is how to update the actual component. Now, as for how to add the component to new pages, so you go to the pages or the page you'd like to change itself. So right now I've placed it in the tax calculator test page. You guys can delete this page later on. So you simply just add a short code, and in this short code you add brackets, square brackets, and then ACF underscore donation underscore calculator. And that's basically it. That's how you add the component to new pages.